So what does healthy mean to you? I'm sure when you were growing up, just like I was, healthy had a totally different meaning than it does today. And thankfully nowadays, healthy is more about how we actually feel in our bodies, and it's less about our appearance in general. But what I love is that we've evolved so much that our meaning of health has changed and become individualized to what we need as a human being. But the truth is, so many of us didn't grow up with any knowledge of toxins, and this area is so new and confusing. In fact, many of us didn't even get this information until we had to seek it out for ourselves. And even then, we only have so much time to learn and then time to change. What I think we really need is a plan to change our health. And one of the ways we can change our health and support our wellness is through the environment that we live in. Truly, the battle is knowing what to do and in what order, and what steps to take and what things we don't need to worry about. And that's where I come in. Most of us can execute a plan of steps perfectly if we're told exactly what to do. So let's take a look at how we can start creating a healthier home step by step to create an environment that truly supports our health and our wellness. Welcome back. I'm Amanda with Healthy House on the Block. I'm a building biology practitioner, a certified home inspector, and a healthy home expert. I'm here with our weekly video and tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and your wellness. This week, we're going to talk about how your home is truly impacting your health and your wellness, and how we can go about changing that with a future plan. So like I said before, the term healthy has come a long way from where it was. I grew up in the 90s, and healthy was all about zero fat, working our bodies to death, not really listening to our bodies. And I love that it has changed. We know now that our body's health is so much more about how we feel and less about our appearance. Our health is as much about our surrounding environment as it is about our food and our exercise habits. We all want to live lives that are full and long, and taking care of what we surround ourselves with each and every day is as much a part of that desire as being fit and healthy. It all goes hand in hand, and so many of us are just now realizing this. And I don't know about you, but it was kind of a relief to me to realize that healthy means things that feel good to my body, my mind, and my soul. The biggest burden lifted off me in creating a healthier home was the realization that I didn't have to rework my entire home or all my habits surrounding my home life. Of course, many of them naturally change, but when they naturally change, it's an easier process than when I try to flip everything upside down and swap every item and habit for healthier ones. Another kind of enlightening realization was that I didn't have to spend extra money or spend hours of time to make my home healthier. I realized it was just about making plans and sticking to them, because that's where the real progress is. Hey, I wanted to share something with you really quick. One of the biggest complaints I hear all the time is that it's really challenging to know where to start when it comes to reducing toxins in your space. You want to start with what is going to have the most impact on your health and wellness, but where is that? The second complaint I hear is that there's just so much information out there, and so much of this information is actually opinion-based and not even supported by facts. This is exactly why I created my free ebook, and I would love for you to get your hands on a copy. You can just head to this link, Healthy House on the Block /ebook, to download your own copy. It is step by step the order of things that you need to do to get your house started, to start getting toxins out of your space, because nobody wants to live in a space where your body feels burdened, fatigued, and sick. No, we want to support it with our home, and this is exactly how you do it. So it might feel like we're just starting to hear about all of these toxins in our home environments, and so it might sound like this is a new phenomenon. But the truth is, these toxins have been in our building materials and in our items for much longer than we realize, and they've been impacting our health and wellness for that amount of time. For me, I started to become aware of these problems really slowly in the beginning, because there just wasn't a lot of information out there. If you wanted to find information on how toxins were impacting your body, it was like a full-time job where you had to be doing research all the time. Of course, so many of us didn't know that we needed to find out this information. And maybe even you didn't seek out this information until after there was an illness or a diagnosis. But what happens when more and more people are suffering from disease that we didn't suffer from before? We all start to realize that something is going on and a change really has to be made. And that's the point in time that we're in right now. We've been seeing this increase in illness and diseases for the past few years, and now we know that something has to change. And while I think you do still have to seek out so much of this information on reducing toxins at home, there's also so much more information out there to help you make decisions about your home and your home habits. One question I have had in the past is, does it really matter what's in our home? Do the toxins in our space really make a difference on our health and wellness? In short, yes, they absolutely do. Toxins in our home are being studied more and more, and with each new study, it seems like we're finding more and more evidence that toxins are harming our bodies, our mind, and our well-being. We're going to go through a few ways that toxins are impacting your healthy living in your home. Hormone disruption is a big one, and while I do think this is a buzz phrase, it is something that negatively affects so many other areas of wellness. Because we have a variety of hormones and areas of our endocrine system, the negative effects can be numerous. It can include lowered immunity response, metabolic dysfunction, increased risk of ADHD and developmental delays in children, reproductive system dysfunction, and an increased risk of certain types of cancers. Liver damage is another side effect of toxins in our space. The toxins in our space are extremely hard on the whole body in general, but the liver in particular. The liver has such an important job of detoxifying our body on a regular basis. And whatever we put into our body, onto our body, or surround our body with is what the liver ends up dealing with. So once the liver becomes overworked, it can lead to disease, which at that point, some of them can be irreversible. But the good news is that there was this study done in 2021 that showed we can actually reduce the risk for liver disease by reducing home toxins in our environment. Another concern is an increased risk of cancer. So products are required to advertise that toxins inside are cancerous, but the truth is that so many products we bring into our home, from our health and beauty products to our furniture, contain carcinogenic materials. Radon is another carcinogen that can also be found in many of our homes without us even knowing it. Allowing our body to thrive in a toxin-free space means that we're creating an environment that will help reduce the risk of cancer. Cancerous toxins seem to be everywhere in our world, so by reducing carcinogenic toxins at home, we can give our body the break it needs to heal. Toxins in our home can also cause neurological dysfunction. So toxins like polyvinyl chloride, VOCs, phthalates have been linked to a number of negative health effects, but one of the big ones is a reduced neurological function, as well as overall negative effects on the neurological system as a whole. This is particularly true of aging adults and developing children. And then finally, there's actually a link between mental health issues and toxins in our home. So toxins like mold and pesticides inside our houses, they've been linked to a variety of mental health issues in recent studies that were done on families who have suffered from these problems in their home. If you remember, I did a post several months ago that outlines the variety of toxins that negatively affect mental health and how they can contribute to depression, anxiety, nervousness, insomnia, paranoia, and mood changes. So one thing I absolutely love about working with my clients and working in their homes is that we're all very unique. We all really require a different set of instructions and a different plan based on our budget, our health needs, and our specific home. So finding the right balance to create a healthy lifestyle is like putting a puzzle together. No two families or homes will likely be exactly the same. Even my priorities to other building biologists are going to be different, and what my family will tolerate and what I can change at home looks so different than in other homes. While there are some really big ways to take your healthy living to the next level with your home space, just remember that the specific starting spot and the specific order of steps that you take are going to be unique to you, your budget, your time, and your needs. And this is the exact reason why I think it's so crucial to create a plan for yourself that you will be able to follow as you make changes to your home and your home habits. Because we all know that we can't make too many changes at one time. Making too many changes just isn't sustainable. And you know what happens when you try to change everything at once? You can only manage it for so long until you start slipping back into those old habits. And it's not beneficial to your budget or your bank account. So many healthy home changes will take both time and investment from you, and that's why it's just not plausible to make all of the changes at once. So creating a healthy house plan doesn't have to feel overwhelming, and you don't have to feel guilty about not being able to do everything. And this is exactly what we're going to talk about in my workshop that I'm launching in a few weeks. It's brand new, and I'm so excited to be teaching these ideas. You can head to the video description below where I have a link, and you can sign up to make sure that you get your invitation. Healthy living is exactly what it sounds like. It is a lifestyle. And when you've been living one particular lifestyle for a while, it then becomes a habit. And I will be honest, it can be hard to change these habits. We're humans. But the good news is that when you take healthy living and turn it into a positive habit and second nature, it becomes harder to stop doing those things and those healthy habits for your home and your space. Habits work both ways. For us, when they're good habits we've started, and sometimes we need to ditch the bad habits. But with effort, I know that you'll be able to do it. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you can find at least one thing from this week's video to apply to your own home, and I hope I'll see you at my live class in a few weeks. Don't forget to follow along with my channel because I am here every single week with new tips and ideas on how to create an indoor space that truly supports your health and your wellness.